So hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and finally I got the all new 2024 Hongqi HQ9. This is the base model of the Hongqi HQ9 lineup here in the Philippines. So once again, I would like to thank everyone here at FAW Charge, Hongqi Philippines, and FAW Philippines here in TGG in Hub. And I already did my top of the line review back in BGC, so check that out all on my channel. What we have here with this HQ9, once again, being Hongqi, you get the usual red banner logo that stretches all the way here to the grill, which is all chromed out. You get sensors all around too, LED lights all around, including your main headlamps, LED DRLs, and a lot of chrome bits here and there. And apologies for the airplane noise. Wow, that's a 737. Wow. So on the side profile, being the class of luxury minivans, this is a very huge vehicle. A lot of chrome strips here and there. And my favorite part of this HQ9, get the red banner logo again here on the front door and up to the rear doors itself. You get 18-inch wheels all around. They're all alloys. Basically, everything here in the exterior is exactly the same with the top of the line model. And I like this LED repeaters here on the side mirror. It divides in two ways. There's as well cameras underneath. And powering this thing, I even didn't mention this too in my main walk-around review of the deluxe top of the line variant. So just pull it twice like a BMW and voila, there is your engine. All Hongqi HQ9s are powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that is mated to a 48-volt mild hybrid system that produces 248 horsepower and 380 Newton meters of torque. And this one is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So out of the 4 I've already toured on my channel, the Alpha, sorry not the LM350 yet, but the GAC M8 Master and this one. So let's see later on in the video on how this compares with the M8 Master since I've driven that car already. Still walking, still walking. There you go. So here now at the rear of this Hongqi HQ9, and unlike the walk-around review of the top-of-the-line deluxe model, finally able to demo all of these lights, and it's one whole piece. And probably in my opinion, this is the best looking mirror of any of the minivans in this class. Even there's a spoiler above here. I'm not sure if this functions, but hey, it looks good at least. More chrome strips here and there. You have an electronic tailgate, and that's a big door. Wow, look at that. So, as well, being a 7-seater, 2 captain seats again in the second row, there's still a lot of space here. So, it's very comparable again with its competition. However, though, what I did not demo too back in the day, you still have LED lights on either side, grocery hooks, and you can move this third row forwards and backwards. There's even a bottom cushion adjustment too. I don't know why you need to fold it up. Maybe it's just for... Anyways, so, yeah, I mean, at least you can move this forwards and backwards electronically. You don't have to do it manually. So that's about it with the engine, the exterior, and surprisingly, the very big boot of this HQ9. Let's check out the interior. So this is the interior of this HQ9 Deluxe. It's kind of tall getting in. And speaking of tallness, here in the door card, there's a lot of nice materials. Everything's squeegee with the brown interior. And ooh, that sounds really solid. The only plastic you can find in here are where your copy spaces and cup holders are. And here overall in the interior, look at this. This is what I like with Hongqi, since they're one of the oldest Chinese car makers here in the world. Yeah, they nailed everything here with their quality. Okay, I will be a bit honest though. Why is this aircon hold? Oh, that's the Minivan. Apologies. Okay, wait. I just noticed now. This is the lowest setting of your aircon, but it feels like at a high mode like with other cars. Anyway, I mean you're in a big box. So anyway, so and back to the quality. Yeah, everything's so nice to the touch here. Everything's squeegee, barely hints of plastic, and it's very nice with the two-tone effect here, and especially with the wooden trim that stretches all the way here to the right side of the dashboard. Very good job with that Hongqi. And here on the left side, you get 2 blanks, but they're functioning ones for your electronic tailgate and for turning off the rear sliding doors. And further down, you have a small cubby space. Even that inside is lined with felt material. Pretty amazing. Steering wheel, okay, it's exactly the same like with the rest of the Hongqis. Very nice and chunky, a bit more solid, comparing only, being honest, with BMW, since I just literally came from a BMW review. You get touch sensitive buttons, so on the right side you get for your phone connectivity, and on the left side you get for your instrument cluster adjustments. And speaking of, finally get to see in person to the instrument cluster. It matches the boxy same, so you can scroll left to right with your settings, and you only can scroll down over here in your vehicle settings themselves. So more on the fuel economy later on when we get to drive this. And again, like with every other Hongqi, like with the H9, your cruise control stock is just right down here below. So there's two stocks here on the left side, and here the infotainment system. It's a very flat type. At least it doesn't occupy the entire dashboard. There's only few things you can do here. Sadly, no Apple CarPlay nor Android Auto, but there are Bluetooth functions. This for your air conditioning controls. You can only heating functions. Sadly, no seat ventilation. Here for your car settings. So here for your driving. So we have Eco, Comfort, Sport, and Snow mode. Cruise control, lane departure warning, blind spot, and then here for your vehicle settings. So okay, let's put the display mode all in red. I don't see any ambient lighting here whatsoever. Maybe it's just it's a bright day and a very very sunny day, that's why I can't see it. And then here for your connection, Bluetooth, audio, and system. Okay, here in English. Okay, weirdly, it says, as you saw earlier in the instrument cluster, it's all in Chinese letterings, but here in the infotainment system, it's all English already. That's a bit weird, got to be honest. And here for your apps, you only got Bluetooth, your files, and videos. At least you can watch here. I did connect my Bluetooth. The speakers sound alright, but I don't think it's as good as the top of the line deluxe model, because these are only running on 8 speakers compared to the 12. So there are only minute changes here in the interior of this base model Executive. However, they're mostly at the back. We will get to that in a bit. What I can tell you though is here in the middle. There's no more purifier ionizer here in the middle, but at least you get a very massive glove box just down below. So I got to be honest, I don't need that ionizer. I would prefer having a extra compartment down here. And here in the center console itself, below the air conditioning vents, you get climate control buttons, and then your gear shift, auto start stop function, your parking sensor camera, electronic parking brake, and a wireless charging pad. And speaking of two, you get a 360-degree camera, so there's a lot of modes you can do. Your front view, your top-down view, and here you can check it out from left to right and center, back and forth. And the resolution itself is crystal clear. I really love it. And another thing I noticed now, you can adjust the air conditioning system here in the infotainment system. I mean the temperature, mind you. And here too in the center console, you can, at least it's a dual zone climate control still. Oh wait, even the fans, you can do it here with the push of a button like that, and just down. And as well, this HQ9 is equipped with a PM2.5 infiltration system, but hence without the ionizer here in the middle. And here, glove box, pretty small, but at least there's a light and felt material yet again inside. Further down, you get one USB port, one USB-C port, a 12-volt socket, and a cubby space, which is essential for placing the key of this car. And further behind, you get 2 cup holders with grips on them. And above here, you get your LED lights, SOS button, more lights, sunroof controls, and for opening the rear doors, like that. As you can see in the back, it's all automatic still, which is essential for a base model like this. Then above here, sun visor, you have a vanity mirror with LED light. Don't extend, but it's long enough. And seats themselves here, pretty comfortable. Among one of the better ones. I'm not sure, being honest only, if it's as good as the GAC. But comparing everything in this class, they're all good nevertheless. And at least you get an armor still for the driver's side, and it's pretty even though you don't have an arm rest from the seat itself here on the left side. So again, pretty good ergonomics here. And further behind here, the extra glove box, you get 2 cup holders and another cubby space for your phone. So that's about it here with this Hongqi HQ9 Executive base model. Let's talk about more differences when we get to the second row. Open sesame. So this is the second row and the captain seats of this HQ9. So close you up. So there is even very good quality here on the sliding door itself for your speakers, and more cup holders too on either side. This is the life. I mean, I can somewhat stretch all my feet all the way forward, but if I move it forwards and backwards like that, whoops. Oh, now you see the difference. So this does not have automatic sliding forwards and backwards of the seat. However, it's a button, so semi-manual, I guess, but at least it still moves properly. And I gotta be honest, this is much more faster and more efficient for my taste only. But at least for reclining and for your thigh support. All the way back. Oh yeah, this is the life. Alright, you can chill here in the back. This is the purpose of this second row seats. Whoops! So above here, you get your air conditioning controls. Thank goodness there's still physical. And another party piece here on the right side, it reveals your sunroof. That's someone stretches all the way here to the third row. Independence Day vibes. There you go, more light so you can see me. Right. No, actually, there's no more light. So close that up. So up further above there, on either side, you get vanity mirrors with LED lights, and either side of the ceiling, you get air conditioning vents. Again, with more LED lights. There's a lot of lights here in this HQ9. And behind both front seats, you get seat back tables, very durable. You can literally eat a whole bucket meal, I guess, and without it falling down. And more map pockets too on either side, and in the center there's an extra cubby space. I think you can hide your cartel there if you want. And unlike with the top of the line deluxe model now, there's a lot of bits missing here in the middle, but at least you still have cubby spaces and two USB port and a USB-C port on either side of this seat. And more differences too with this HQ9. So on the steering wheel itself, I noticed there's a button missing. There's no more heating function for it anymore. And later on when I get to drive it, I didn't even know there's a heads-up display too in the windscreen. But again, this base model is not equipped with that feature. And this is a common trend now with all of these luxury minivans. There's no more for this base model the fragrance diffusion. I don't know what that is. I never tried it too with its competition like with the M8 Master. And yeah, the seats though, okay, it's comparable with all of them. They're all good in their own right. I like this a bit harder than usual because you get fully leather seats and they're not as soft as the GAC. However, I do like hard beds, to be honest. And we can relax here in the back easily. But let's concentrate more here in the review. And as having only 8 speakers compared to the 12 of the top of the line model, this does not have any more vanishing off screen. The sound field mode, so I'm not sure if that has something in relation to with the 12 speaker system of the top of the line model. And NVH test, there's a very loud, I don't know what that is, Boeing 737, and it's not translating that much here in the cabin actually. Right, that's a good start already with this HQ9. And another plus too, what you guys saw in the exterior, there's no more automatic high beam function, but that's just a nitpick of mine. I mean, if a car is equipped with such feature, it's good to have it with or without it. That's just my opinion only. And yeah, that's about here in the second row. Might fall asleep all of a sudden. Let's check out the bench seat of the third row. Moving here now to the third row, since being captain seats, easy access over here. Again, you get air conditioning vents and a touch sensitive light over here on the ceiling. And like my favorite feature here on the third row compared with the rest of the luxury minivans in this segment, you get electronic adjustments for your climb and I think forwards and backwards. Yes, right there. So ironically, these have electronic adjustments compared to the second row. A bit odd in it. And then cup holders too present on either side. And here at the rear too, you get more map pockets here. So again, if you're planning to ferry 4 or 5 businessmen here in the back, this HQ9 will just do the job. So, oh yeah, one more thing here, central armrest. Sadly no cup holders, but very good to the elbow and very relaxing here. And as well, like all of the seats, even for the second, as you can see, there's like this butterfly effect here, and it's so good for the head too. Whew. Wow, even this third row feels amazing. So yeah, that's about it here too with the third row. Let's go for a drive first. So this is it. Gonna drive this Hongqi HQ9. I'm actually very excited to drive this. And one drawback I find immediately with this HQ9, well, it's common too with this in every class of this vehicle. The turning circle is pretty wide, so you cannot take that away with this one too. But I don't see it as a bad thing whatsoever, since this is a very long vehicle. And yeah, I would say to the handling, Okay, so far so good. And again, like I showed you, changing the driving modes, they're all here in the infotainment system. So where are we now? We're just in comfort. And then, okay, so in comfort mode, looks like the steering feel is the most balanced compared with eco and sport mode. So eco is really light, surprisingly, and it heavies up like in sport mode. And first impressions immediately, the ride is really floaty. Again, it's comparable with the rest of this competition in this class. And let's try it out once we get at faster speeds. And here so far with the 8-speed automatic transmission, surprisingly really responsive for what this is. And then here from a standstill, so wala pa lang tong auto hold, no?
Meron.
Meron. Okay, maybe it's just buried here in the infotainment system. I was just looking for a physical button. And the engine sounds good too. I think this is the same to what you find in the HS5 and my favorite H5. Check those all out on my channel. And here, oh my gosh, I'm a bit scared with this one since it's a big vehicle. Comfort mode and then Floyd. A bit of a whoa! Wow! That's pretty peppy, surprisingly. And I missed this too in the top of the line review. You get a floor mounted throttle. I only see that in sports cars, like example Porsche. This is insane feedback for the throttle. And here now, sport mode. Okay, this is okay. I wasn't expecting to have fun with this HQ9. Here, Floyd. Dito pala sa dilim. Wow! Okay. What I can say though, comparing with the JC M8 Master, this is a lot more sportier than that. Oh, it's kidding. Wow. Brake feels pretty good too, and it stops on the time despite being a very long and large and a heavy car. But I can say though, this is a little bit lighter on its feet comparing with the M8 Master, and the handling seems pretty solid too. Yes, there's body roll which is given in this class of vehicle, but comparing with the rest again, so far this is the sportiest to drive. And of course I will not buy one personally because I don't need a minivan, but if I were to buy a minivan for, of course, calling a family and for business and everything else, I think this is a solid choice. If I want to sit in the back or rather here in front, we'll find out when I get to the back seat. But driving this is a big surprise for me. And here, let's see this fuel economy. Okay, it's not doing so well. I mean, it's this pretty much the same. So I'm seeing here 6.4 kilometers per liter just in this one loop. I don't think that's bad for a mild hybrid 2-liter 4-cylinder and powerful minivan. Wow! Jeez. Wow. Okay, does not push you back in your seat as violent comparing with the H5 and the HS9. So stay tuned for that test drive review. And the suspension, okay, it's a lot stiffer than usual comparing only with the M8 Master. I keep benchmarking that because that's the only one in its class that they've driven so far. However, it's still comfortable nevertheless. Here at front, there's not much swaying, not much even a dead spot here in the steering wheel. So yeah, that's enough of me driving. Let's see how this performs while I'm in the second row. So, one more time. That's crazy. There, with ease, I don't even have to press anything since the driver can automatically close the door too. So, this is the life. So of course I will go baller mode for obvious reasons here in the second row. They're a bit closer so you can see me, and this tripod might fly around. And the suspension of this, again, it's much more stiffer than usual. However, I don't see that as a bad thing. And again, comparing with the M8, it's a lot more floatier than usual. But there's roll. You don't feel it that much. Doesn't translate here to the cabin. Oh wow, that's a very good ride. Yeah, it's more composed than usual. That's why I like with a little bit of firm suspension, because it settles down quite quicker than usual. The M8 kind of seems didn't settle down in some parts, like driving around in Makati. Again, what I said, it's a lot more sportier than usual, but still very good to be driven and drive behind the wheel. So for the cost of all of these two, so this base model stands at 5,550,000 pesos. For the top of the line, the one I reviewed in BGC, that one stands at 5,700,000 pesos. So there's like 150,000 pesos difference between both brands. However, it is up to your preference. If you want the ionizer there in the middle, more electronic stuff here in the second row. But for me, this base model, it's good enough for me. So yeah, that concludes my full review of this Hongqi HQ9. So I'd like to thank everyone here again at Evo Xterra, to Sir Kelvin who assisted me here in this test drive and driven for me. Thank you so much. And these are his contact details, and to Hongqi Philippines as well for making this exclusive review. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more Hongqi test drives coming right up. Bye bye.